You got girls, I got guys. That's my motto. That's what I live by. That's what I breathe by. Like, that's me. You got back up, so do I. Until it caught up with me. What a man do, a woman can't pull. And some things, it may sound okay, like, okay, he do it so I can do it as well, but until it catch up with you. Welcome to the Woman Cave. The Woman Cave is a space that I created that allowed me to just be free, my authentic self. Hey, listen, what may be taboo to talk about in another setting, not in the Woman Cave. Today, I want to discuss the importance of every woman spending time alone. A single season. Not forever, of course, but a time where you're able to be by yourself. How you like your wings? Your chicken? You like them wet or dry, girl? What do you like to do in your spare time? What's a hobby of yours? A lot of us spend our whole lives in and out of relationships, to the point where when you introduce yourself by who you remember or by what you've been defined by. What you want to eat today? Chick-fil-A or Wendy's? You can't decide anything because you've always just known yourself as the girl that was always in relationships. How do you define yourself while in relationships? And that gets old. Today I want to talk about my story and how I finally broke loose. Like, I was finally free of always being in a relationship, always being, taken. Nah, spending time alone allowed me to see me. Because a person that hates spending time by themselves, but demand another person to spend time with them, that's an issue. I want to welcome you to the Woman Cave, and let's get right into it.
Let me lay a great time on you. Don't make me wait, no, don't you? Just say you will come to it.
The Woman Cave. The Woman Cave is a space that I created that allows me to just be free, let my hair down, show up as my authentic self, be vulnerable, cry, whatever I feel I need to do, I do it. It's a space where women can just talk about issues and talk about things that they may not be able to talk about in common settings. And so today I want to talk about the importance of spending a season or two, or however that look in your life, alone. Alone. I'm talking about when that phone dry. I'm talking about when you ain't got nobody to call to go to the movies. Just you and God. Just time where you are able to discover your worth and to see how important it is for you to know you. I want to talk about this, and I thought about talking about this because so many times we think that, I gotta have somebody to talk to. I gotta have a guy to talk to. I spent a lot of my life, at least till I was 25 years old, 26 years old, and I'm just 32. A lot of my life just in a relationship, in and out of relationships. Break up me today, tomorrow I got a whole new boyfriend. In and out of relationships, until I became single. I'm talking about single. Don't want to talk to no guy at all. And that's when I realized, dog, I was sleeping on myself the whole time. And I wasn't really in love with the guys. It was just codependency. I enjoyed somebody always being there. Somebody always checking on me. What you doing? Where you at? What you doing? Where you at? Giving my power to somebody else. And I say power just because I slept on myself so much that I was giving men that didn't even deserve to be in my presence too much. And so today I want to just talk briefly about the importance of being by yourself and appreciating that time. This is for the girls out there that have never been single. And now you single. Phone dry, nobody calling you, nobody texting you, no good morning, none of that. A lot of times what we do is we go back to what we used to because we're afraid of what's next. When God can have something so much bigger. Before I moved to Atlanta, Georgia 7 years ago, I had never been single in my life. And so I accepted any and everything all the time because I was afraid of being alone. I required somebody else to have time for me and make time for me. And I wasn't making time for myself. I didn't know what type of wings I like. Girl, you like them wet or dry? I don't know. I wanted whatever my boyfriend wanted. However he defined me as, I was okay with that. I was okay with being a weak girl. The girl that was insecure, the girl that had low self. I was okay with that. Not because I was that, but because I allowed somebody that didn't even deserve to be in my presence to say that to me, or to treat me, or to pull for me. And so a lot of times we fear being alone because we rather stay attached to what's familiar. And so, yeah, before I moved here, I spent a lot of my life just in and out of relationships. And that's what I sought for love. I sought for the sense of attention. I sought for, oh my gosh, what can he tell me that I can't tell myself? And when I say alone, I don't mean still talking to so many people or sleeping around with so many people. No. By yourself. God, where do you have, where should I, what's my next step? What's next? Lead me, God. And that's not to say that when you get in a relationship, you should stop asking God those same questions. But every woman needs to spend some time alone in their lifetime. Every woman. This isn't to say that the woman that's married now or in a serious relationship now should just leave the relationship and be single because they never, no. But you got to make time for yourself. Because a lot of times we sleep on ourselves. We don't know nothing about ourselves. What you like to do? I don't know. Well, what type of cereal you like? I don't know. It was a power or strength that I had within me that I gave to so many people, so many men. Because I thought I was competing with every guy every day. Oh, you got girls? I got niggas. That was my motto for a long time. Didn't know nothing about myself. I always was portrayed as a strong woman because I checked off the boxes. I went to school, I graduated, I did this, I had the good job. But inside, weak. Inside, did never believe in myself. Inside, oh my gosh. Because I never wanted to spend time with myself. A lot of us carry so much baggage. Not because we think, if we meet a guy, he got kids, you got so much baggage. So we think kids are baggage, or, oh, she do this, that's baggage. No, baggage of unsolved trauma, unsolved issues that we've attached as our identity because we're afraid of being alone and healing. And with healing, it's never a place of I've arrived. But it's like, I'm tired of walking around with trauma and baggage and all of these things because I'm afraid of being by myself. I'm tired of giving to everybody else and afraid to give to myself. So was it a process when I decided to be single? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know what I just said. It was hell yeah or hell yeah, but yeah. Yeah. I had to be okay with not all my guys texting me no more. I had to be okay with leaving the club or leaving the lounge and just going home and being by myself. I had to be okay with going out with my friends and nobody wanted to talk to me because God was separating me. I had to be okay with that because I had never been by myself. Every woman needs a time in their life where she's by herself. And she's asking God, what do you see in me? What do you see in me? Because a lot of times we define ourselves by what our God think. Codependency, oh my gosh. Just not even being in love. Just afraid to be alone. Afraid to be alone. So take time out. Spend time to yourself. Spend time by yourself. Travel. Do things. Can't cross things off your bucket list. Create a bucket list. Because society make you feel like when you by yourself, you less than. When you by yourself, I don't want around my man. No. I don't care what nobody think. I'm by myself. And I'm not afraid of being by myself. A lot of times, I used to think that because I could catch up or be, like when my boyfriend would have girls, I got niggas. Not realizing it would catch up to me. And so when you are alone, these are some things that need to be done. Discovering yourself, knowing your worth, signing up for therapy, not being afraid to heal, creating self-care habits, self-care routines, crossing off things off your bucket list that you weren't doing when you was in a relationship. Relationships are tiresome. Like, they're tiring at times because you're giving to somebody else, but then afraid to give to yourself. Requiring somebody else to make time for you when you won't make time for yourself. Fear of missing out. You thinking you're missing out on something because you're looking on Instagram, you're looking on social media and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm the only one single. I'm the only one going to holiday events by myself. So, if you're discovering more stuff about yourself, it's okay. God, show me me. I hated being by myself. I hated myself because of the mistakes that I made in the past. Being by yourself allows you to forgive you. It allows you to give yourself grace. That I'm going to mess up again and again, but I'm going to love this girl. I'm going to love not only the woman that I'm becoming, but the girl that used to mess up, the girl that was in college that was just all over the place. I'm going to love her too. Because she was strong. She was resilient. She kept going. And so I had to learn how to love myself. I had to learn how to know that I wasn't missing out on anything. Self-care. I had to start living. I had never been out the country a day in my life. Never took a girl's trip. Why? Because I'm in a relationship. In the scrub that I'm with, he don't want me going nowhere. He placing his insecurities on me, but because I don't know who I am, I'm accepting them. Where you at? What you doing? Where you at? What you doing? Spend time alone. Getting closer to God. You want to go to school? Go back to school. You want to fix relationships in your life? Not with a guy. Friends, parents, family members, fix them. It's some things that you could be doing. Read a new book. It's some things that you can be doing during your timing of being alone. My cousin used to be like, Shinobi, how can you go to the movies by yourself? Easy. But you know what I knew? I couldn't always do that, man. I used to be afraid of being alone. Afraid. But trust me, you ain't missing out on nothing. The girl in a relationship that you're looking at and you wishing you was her, she might want to be single. The girl that's married, that just got married, that you're looking at and wishing you was wishing you was on social media, she might want to be divorced. The divorced girl, she want to be married. Focus on yourself. This season of being by yourself, focus on yourself. Because it's a struggle. I'm talking about when I learned how to be single, dog, it was like I took back the power that I gave to so many men over the years. Just sleeping around, just talking to people, giving them all of my energy, giving them all of my everything. No. Being alone. Coming home from the club by myself. Looking at my phone, dry. And that's okay too. But learning how to be by yourself and allowing that time to be you and God. Allowing that time to be beneficial. And understanding that you are sowing seeds. Understanding that you are defining what you're looking for, what you look for in a man. How do you define a great relationship? You want to be married? How does that look to you? But a lot of these things we aren't able to discover because we categorize or we make them look like what we've been through. If that makes sense. Let me break that down. We haven't spent time by ourselves, so we allow loyalty and honesty to be based off of the type of men that we've ever dated. So because we've always dated men, this for example, we've always dated men that cheated on us, we go into our marriage feeling like every man, if they cheat on us, that don't mean that what? So spending time alone for me, dog, spending time alone allowed me to redefine a lot of words in my life. Because I had never been alone. I'm talking about break up with somebody today with a whole nother guy tomorrow. And when I say alone, there's a difference from being single. Because you can be single and still date. You can be single and still sleep around. A lot of people doing it. I'm talking about alone. I don't want to talk to nobody. Nobody. God, this time is going to be me and you. And that's okay. You're not missing out on anything. Anything. I remember times where people would ask me, what you want to eat? What you want to do? What's your favorite color? Where would you like to travel? If you could go anywhere out the country, I couldn't even answer. But when you spend time by yourself, you're able to discover the things that you like. I know that I like eating ice cream with a little cake or with a little pastry. Like, that's what I like to do. And I don't care who I'm dating. I'm off the street. I'm in the house now. But when I was out there, I couldn't answer none of these questions. But now I don't want this video to come off as if I'm perfect and got it all together and I know what it feels like to be alone and I found out everything about. No. But I was missing out of discovering me. I was missing out of knowing me. Because I was afraid of being by myself, and that was a trick of the enemy. Because if the enemy can distract you on always being with somebody, you don't discover who God really said you were. And so this video is for any woman in the world that's running from being alone. A time where she's alone. A time where she's just sitting with herself. You don't have to be afraid. A lot of times we stay attached to what's familiar. Not thinking that God don't got nothing next. Nah, he got something better. He has something greater. But sometimes God have to transform you in order for you to see it. Welcome to the Woman Cave. Nothing long today. I'm telling you, I was reflecting the other day like, dog, I had never in my life been single. Never. Until I'm like, I moved to Atlanta. I'm talking about God took me through a drought. Or it was just me. And that was it. But I learned so much stuff about myself. And so, don't be afraid to be by yourself. Sometimes you get lonely, but it's okay. You're discovering a different part of you. You're discovering a different sense of just self-worth. That sometimes you can't get that while entertaining somebody else. And this isn't to say that the woman that's married now should be single because she's never been single in her life. But making time for yourself. Welcome to the Woman Cave. I love you. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be posting every Wednesday. And yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about my season of being alone. And I'm telling you, it was scary at first. But the strength that I got from being by myself and not thinking I had to go to God, And I wasn't doing myself any benefit by keep on telling every guy I date, you got girls, I got niggas. No. I got tired of sleeping around. I got tired of being with everybody. No. Dolo. And if I could sit by myself, then I know when I get in a relationship what I am tolerating and what I'm not tolerating. I love you, and thanks for tuning in to The Woman Cave.